guys, it's April. Let's go ahead. We are making a 3D snowflake. And this is a public file for everybody, including my supporters and all my group members. And some of you may have made these before with your kids. Some of you may have not. But it's a great, quick Christmas project. And it's great for parties or whatever, because you can let your kids help you make these, especially if you're going to be having a party and you want some decor. These are 3D snowflakes, and you can make them from giant to small, just various sizes. There's the only limit you have is going to be 11.5 by 11.5, because that's the limitations of design space. So they're set up in the file, and you just want to make sure everything is grouped. You're going to need 6 pieces in all per snowflake. So if you go up to the 11.5 size, it's going to take 6 sheets to make one. But that's going to make one that's about, I don't know, 24 inches across. It's going to be huge. But this one I cut at 5 inches, and I will give you the overall measurements when we put this one together of how big that is. But you're going to have 6. I've already been putting some together. 6 sides. I cut this out of 80-pound cardstock. And the smaller you go, the more difficult it's going to be with cardstock. I'm just going to tell you that now. And it's okay when you get to the outer pieces, but this inner piece, the harder it's going to be to make it a little round. So mine's a little bit flattened down, but you can use your Cricut quilling tools or anything, your flower tools. You just want to get that kind of curled in to create a tube, and you can use a pencil or anything to curl it around, but you just want to get a little tube there in the middle. And I'm using art glitter glue. You can use tapes if you want, but you'll see them. So I'm using a little bit of glue. Use your favorite glue. And I'm just going to hold it. This little one here is a little tedious, like I said, in the center. So I'm just going to use my tweezers and hold it till it grabs. So that's how you create the center of your snowflake. Let's just hold on to it for a second here. Let it take hold. You're going to need something to hang them with. You can do several things. Now, I did not put a hole in these. If you want to punch a hole in one of yours, that's fine. I just didn't want to have to worry about which one had the hole in it and which one didn't and that kind of thing, because I'm just going to use my crocodile. You can use a hole punch, anything just to punch a hole in one for hanging. So after this one has set, you're going to flip it over. It doesn't matter which way you flip it over or anything. You just want to flip it over so that your seam is to the back. And then you're just going to lift up one side here and put on a tiny bit of glue. And you're going to get that same one on this side. If I can get it to, there we go, pop out. And you're going to pull it this way. So, like I was saying, this is 80-pound cardstock, and it works fine at this point forward. This center piece is the most difficult one with the 80-pound. I wouldn't go any heavier than that. You're going to have a really hard time no matter what size. But 65-pound should be great. You can even use copy paper for these guys. So, but that limits your size to 8 inches because it's 8.5 wide. So, but that's still a pretty good size snowflake. So we have that one, and it's grabbed. So we're going to flip it over again back to our original spot, and we're going to pull this one up and put a tiny bit of glue, and we're going to pull these two together. And I'm just pulling the points together and keeping those straight. Let's see if you guys can see that. I just pulled the point right up to this point, and it should match on the back. A little off, but that's okay. Once that one's grabbed, you're going to flip it over and go the opposite direction again. Again, just a little glue. Pull those in. Flip it over and do the last one. And you're going to repeat this 6 times for each snowflake. And that's why I say if you got a team of kids and you need decor for your party, these are fantastic. Let the kids get together, because you can put, with kids, you can put together several in the time that it takes to make one by yourself. So once you have all 6 of them, I'm going to grab mine and get them over here. You are going to, you can staple them, you can tape them. I am going to glue mine. Now if you're doing 65 pound, we're going to glue the centers is what we're going to do. If you're using 65 pound, you may want to pull these together and glue them too, but with this 80 pound, I'm not having to do that. I think it's going to be fine. But if you feel the need to glue these together, pull those in and glue them, then you can most certainly do that. And that's all you're going to do is pull those together and glue them. So I've got those 2 together, and I'm just going to put a little dab of glue here. You can use hot glue if you prefer. I'm just going to pull this one in. Trying to keep it at a good point in the center. Just going to hold it till it dries, because now it's starting to get some stress on it, so you want to hold that till it's good and dry, or it's just going to pop apart on you. I'm just going to put a little glue there, and I like to flip it around this way. This is the inside. I've got more flat. The smaller side is what I'm trying to say, is the one that I like to put inward. And then I'm just going to get a little bit more glue up here at the top and pull that in. And a lot of people do staple these. I may punch a hole and use a brad in the center, just a white brad. Use what you have. If you don't have the brads, staple it. And you can punch a hole in yours. Like I said, slice a hole into it there in Design Space. That way you know which ones are the centers, the bottom centers. I just didn't want to have to keep up with all of that and lining them up. I'm just going to go on this side with this one. I'm going to pop that one into place. Bend. Oh, guy's trying to bend up on me there. And then I am going to see if I can get my crocodile in there. I may not be able to. It may be too big to chomp that hole. But we're going to try it. There, we got it. It's on the edge, but that's okay. And I'm just going to pop in where I can see it. It's going to be kind of hidden, so it's white. Punch that through. And then I'm just going to open that up. So you're probably never going to see that when it's hung. So just going to smooth this out. And I'm just going to say that I like the weight of the 80-pound cardstock, but it is a little stiff. So I'm going to say use 65 for your best result. And then I'm just going to punch a hole just somewhere in there. And then you can use thread or my ribbon's a little bit thick for that. And then you're going to use that to hang it by. So these were cut at 5 inches, and you can see overall it's about 12 inches wide. This is this is a 12-inch mat. So yeah, it's hanging over not hanging over. It's 12 inches wide. So if you cut them at 5-inch squares, you're going to end up with a 12-inch snowflake, which is a good size for decor. cut them at 8 inches, cut them at 4 inches, cut so many different sizes and hang these guys. Beautiful decor. So show me your decor. Cut them in colors. Cut them in reds and greens and golds, silvers. That would be so pretty. Make sure you take a photo and post it in the groups and let us see. So you guys enjoy the file, and we will catch you on the next video.